Last lecture, we recognized that the civilization of the Vedic people was becoming increasingly urbanized and increasingly stratified, developed into different castes. Um, well, some things arise to challenge this. One of those is an increase in education and also an increase in writing, which threaten the Brahmins, those priests who are in control of the knowledge, because they held that control largely by virtue of possessing the oral traditions that had passed on for centuries. And now, if anybody, not anybody, but anybody educated can read those things, they're no longer in that privileged position. An alphabetic script shows up in the area around 600 BC that undermines Brahmins' ability to control the definition of what's right and wrong. It weakens their moral legitimacy, weakens the power that they had exerted before. Before, all Vedic literature, things like the Upanishads and the Rig Veda, had to be memorized. That meant that only the best and brightest Brahmins could actually do it. Now, simpler writing makes knowledge more accessible. Feeling cornered, Brahmins try to maintain power by strengthening their relationship with Rajas. And in doing so, they establish the idea that the king has divine power, power that comes from God. And according to some of the oldest Brahmanic texts, kingship is unnecessary. But now, faced with the situation that their power is threatened, they change their teaching on this. So we see a huge change here. They create a divine origin story of kings, and that strengthens their power, makes them closer to gods. But it also makes them reliant on those priests to maintain their power. So religious ceremonies become really intimately linked with political ceremonies. This is an I scratch your back, you scratch mine, and let's do it while we're standing on top of everyone else type of philosophy. King and Brahmins together, everyone else fooled into thinking that they're each important for the reasons that is mutually reinforcing among them. That means that kings' powers increase, and the people just below them on the kind of social totem pole, the kshatriya, the warrior class, resent that. Also, merchants and artisans resent the authority of Brahmins, and so they tend to provoke a challenge on their possession of power.